Hello people, welcome to the video, and today I'm going to be talking about the successor to this, the Sony a7 Mark III full frame camera. These are my 10 predictions for the upcoming a7 Mark IV, and these are of course just my predictions. This is not based on any rumours or leaks or anything like this. It's kind of based on what I hope we're going to get, and to a degree on common sense. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit the bell notification, as it really does help me bring you future content, or at least I hope it will. Okay, down to business. Number one, the screen. The screen on the a7 III is not the best. It does kind of flip up a bit, but not very much, and then it kind of flips down a little bit as well. It's almost pointless, to be honest with you. I've used it a few times, but I still have to get down on my hands and knees if I'm taking a shot of sort of, I don't know, flowers and things. So I'm hoping that the screen will flip to the side, and why not? Because there's certainly enough space in the body, and I suspect that whilst the body plan will change somewhat on what it is now, because obviously the a7 R4 and the a92 have a different shaped body, I think that this is going to be slightly different again. And I think that because the a7 sort of full frame entry level cameras are Sony's bread and butter, and because there are a lot of competition on the market right now who do have flip forward screens, Sony would be loons not to have one for this. Number two, with the improved ISO performance of the latest sensors, why can't we have a higher megapixel count? I don't expect great things, but I'm hoping that we'll get at least a 28 megapixel, a new 28 megapixel backside illuminated sensor, as opposed to the 24 megapixel that we have here. And whilst I know it's not much of an increase, I think you could easily go to 28 megapixels and maintain the good low noise, high ISO performance of the a7 III with that slightly improved megapixel count. Number three, and this might surprise you, 6K video. And why do I think we'll get 6K video? Because it already records in 6K video. It just outputs the file, or down-reses the file to 4K. It's just a case really of it not down-resing the file. And I think that whilst it's true that there might be a little bit more heat generated, technology over the last couple of years has improved, and cameras now can shoot 6K without that much additional sort of cooling support. I think that if this camera did come with a flip out screen, then there would be less heat, because the screens which generates heat will be out to the side, and then perhaps you could, I don't know, get away with 6K. Number four, the viewfinder on the a7 III is okay, it's adequate, but it's a 2.4 million dot viewfinder. Not the best, and certainly this has to change. So I'm pretty certain that we're going to get at least a 3.7 million dot viewfinder, probably the same viewfinder that we got in the a7 R3 or the a9 original. Number six, I think this goes without saying, autofocus in video. Number seven, and this is a fun one, because I think we're going to get a stacked sensor, and why not? If this is shooting 6K video, hell, if it's shooting 4K video, it's no fun when you're panning and you get this weird wibbly wobbly, what is it called in America, jello effect. No, it's not good. And I think that because Sony wants to pull away from the competition, which is getting stronger and stronger, by the way, they're going to have to do something like that. Now, in the, is it the ZV-1? Or is the V? No, it's the ZV-1, isn't it? The latest tiny sort of vlogging camera from Sony. That has a stack sensor. So why can't this have a stack sensor? It makes sense. Number eight, 2x UHS 2 cards. That'll be really good, and hopefully we'll have them the right way around this time, with card number 1 at the top and card number 2 at the bottom. Okay, number 9, almost goes without saying, but a similar body plan to the A7R4 with a improved grip, improved build, but like I said, with a flip out screen. And number 10, because the screen will flip out to the front, it would make sense to have a full function touch screen. Now I know, but in the ZV-1 it's not a full function touch screen and the screen flips out to the side, but I think that Sony could bring that out with the A7 Mark IV. This is going to be their it will be their bread and butter camera over the next couple of years. The A7 III has been their biggest selling camera. It's quite frankly been a hit in the photography world, and cameras now, which are just being released, are starting to best it. This has just had a 2-year run, which has been amazing, and I think if Sony want to repeat that with the A7 Mark IV, then they're going to have to put a little bit more out of the bag than what the competition are doing. And so that's why these are my top 10 predictions and hopes for the A7 Mark IV. Okay, until next time, get out there, do something interesting, and I'll catch you later. Cheerio.